From September 2006 to March 2007, HMCS Ottawa, with her crew of about 240 officers and sailors and Sea King helicopter detachment, was deployed to the Persian Gulf region on Operation ALTAIR, Canada's maritime contribution to the international security efforts in the Gulf region.
Operation Apollo was the response to 9/11. Operation ALTAIR is the follow-on, and it's the maritime contribution to the campaign against the threat of terrorism. Since we've entered the area of responsibility, or the AOR, Ottawa has conducted 13 visits or approaches and 4 boardings. We'll do intercepts of contacts of interest, COIs, in terms of their illicit cargo. We're going to do maritime security operations in terms of passing coalition messages, conducting visits of merchantmen, doing discussions with the fishing community, and really trying to understand the operating area and at the same time provide a secure presence of the coalition in support of legitimate trade and legitimate use of the waterways.
We're going to turn around, go at a high speed approach, 30 knots. At a certain point in time, probably about 5 miles back, we're going to slow down to about 14 knots and launch the rib. You guys have got to get in the boat as fast as possible so that we can separate the boat, and then you're immediately going to proceed at speed to your target. The objective is the boat, the people, and the cargo. That's the 100% score.
Hey, keep her coming!
This mission is mostly against terrorism. Therefore, when I get on board, my guys were always going to look for 3 things right away. Make sure the bridge is secured, that nothing will hurt my guys right away there. Make sure the crew is all mustered together, and that nothing abnormal will happen. So put them at ease and put them in a sitting down position and just relaxed. And the engine room. Make sure the engine room is not been tampered with to flood the vessel. The major risk is to get on board and get off the vessel. Because of the sea state, usually dials are much higher. They're not, they're flat bottom, we'll call it. They don't have they have a shallow draft, and they're rocked back and forth, port to starboard, very easy. To get on board, you have to be physically fit. If you're not, you're gonna get hurt. And even if you're fit, you will get hurt by coming on board. It's just that it's a matter of seconds before, if you miss, jump on the dial, you fall in the water, or you can get squished between the dials.
Watch that horn, watch that horn!
Just the fact that we have weapon ourselves and going on board is dangerous, because you never know what could happen. Going to a non-compliant situation, you don't know what to expect. That's why we assume our highest weapon posture.
The Canadian Navy, while it's a multi-purpose Navy and able to do a lot of different roles, is able to specifically conduct tailored training to get its ship's company up to a point where they can execute very effective, tactically oriented boardings and interceptions of different types of traffic. Most of these vessels are all legitimate merchantmen or fishing vessels. So when we go and we stop these guys, we just say, what are you doing, where are you going? And you do a number of different boarding operations as well. You'll visits where you're really just going to approach them, talk to them, find out about their community and involvement. Is there anything that we can do to help? We do other types of basic inspections where we want to make sure that they're holding their flag, their registration documentation is all in order, etc. And then there are times where you might have intelligence that will lead you to suspect that this vessel has links to international terrorist organizations or something is amiss. And you'll do a full boarding operation then. I think because the Canadian Navy has been involved in almost every single one of these coalition efforts, that we have a wide range of skills. We're a relatively small Navy, which means that we've been involved, same crews, in multiple trips to the Gulf. Larger navies perhaps don't go as often and don't have as much reoccurring and reforming and levels and depth of expertise that the Canadian Navy has built because of its size, but it's also deep involvement in each of these campaigns.